Good morning. It is already that time that the sun has come up, and I'm going out a little bit later than otherwise. I've been up for quite a bit of the night. I did sleep a couple of hours, but I was talking or interacting with XAI, and I was mentioning the importance of beauty, and we were talking about aesthetics. And of course, I mentioned that everything that has to do with aesthetics is it's completely absent in the world today. Yeah. And we have a little bit of entertainment. We have a little bit of nostalgia, I should say, nostalgia for something that once was. And that is the way in which people usually still have some access to writings or to movies or to music, plays, a screen of stage plays, in which there is an expression of beauty. And in this exchange that I was having with Grok 3, the robot of XAI, I was mentioning that aesthetics is a word that comes from the ancient Greeks, and they had a particular way of dealing with aesthetics, in which they separated the sensuous aspect of aesthetics, the feeling aspect of aesthetics, from the verbal aspect, the description of it, and however, this description that the Greeks have, I forgot exactly what it is called. There's a Greek wording for that, and that was mentioned. That has resulted in a sort of a dualism between thinking and feeling, where the verbal part became something having to do with thought, the assumption of inner language, and where the experiential part of aesthetics is just that is the physiological aspect of it, that your body is experiencing the sense perception, so to speak, the sensuousness of it. In any case, this split between the description and the described, let me put it that way. The Greeks, they didn't have that split, in my opinion. In fact, as became clear in my conversation with Grok 3, it is actually true that for them it just existed on a continuum where we deal with language in an aesthetic way. And this is why you know, the Greeks, of course, they were still talking with each other, yeah? They were still talking with each other, and they were hearing themselves, and when they were writing about aesthetics, what they were writing, that was a result of a way of talking in which, of course, their mention of what was the description and their mention of what is described was all part of the aesthetic experience. But once we began to experience or once we begin to separate the experience of what was presumably inner, our thought, and then the actual experience, which is our physiological being, or our which is our sense perception, whatever you want to call it, our embodied experience. So once we had this illusion about inner language, all of a sudden it was no longer the same thing. It was not all anymore part of aesthetics. So then we had a cognitive part of aesthetics, a cognitive part and an emotional or feeling sensual part. But both these things are part of overt language. And when you return again to the fact that all language is overt, because that is what actually your discovery of embodied language will be, your discovery of embodied language is the acknowledgement that all language is overt. That language was never overt. And then, as you say that, as you experience that, as you explore that, you experience the beauty of language, the aesthetics of embodied language. And this is what ties it all together. Then, as you carry on with your embodied language, you experience your language enlightenment, which is kind of like the continuation of the aesthetic experience in language. Now I'll make this into a very short video. This was it.